How do REITs work in Kenya? So, by now we've already established that the Capital Markets Authority is working hard to make sure that your investments are protected. That being said, there are several parties that are involved in the structure of a REIT to ensure that there's transparency, accountability, and ensure that your interests as an investor are protected. And so in this video, we are going to go through the 5 or more parties that are involved for you, in order for you to understand how they're involved, why they're involved, what are their roles, so that you can have a general understanding of how safe REITs in Kenya are. The first party, as I've already mentioned, the Capital Markets Authority. The Capital Markets Authority is an independent government agency whose role is to regulate the financial markets in Kenya. So the Capital Markets Authority licenses, monitors, and regulates real estate investment trusts in Kenya. That is how the government is involved in protecting your real estate investment trust investment. Party number 2, a trustee. So a trustee is licensed. A trustee is usually a bank most of the time. In fact, for all the REITs in Kenya currently, their trustees is a bank, and it's actually the Cooperative Bank of Kenya. And so, as I was saying, a trustee is licensed by the Capital Markets Authority. A trustee's role is to oversee the management and compliance of the REIT. So they have to oversee the management and compliance. And so one of the ways that they ensure there's compliance is that they come up with a document called the trustee deed. Think of a trustee deed as a constitution that stipulates how the REIT is supposed to be run, how the distributions of which kind of assets they're supposed to acquire, how the distributions of the profits are supposed to be distributed to you as an investor, such things. So a trustee comes up with the trustee deed for this role. And then also, as I'd said in the previous video, a reminder, if you haven't watched all the other previous videos, to go back and watch them in parts. And so, as I was saying, that the trustee takes the legal ownership of the real estate assets. So the trustee owns the assets, and also makes sure that the investments that are being done in the REIT are done in line with the trustee deed, so the REIT manager cannot, and we're going to talk about the REIT manager next, cannot wake up one day and decide to buy random property, for example, property that is not income generating. No, the trustee's role is to make sure, according to the trustee deed, the property that is acquired by a REIT, is in line with the trustee deed. A trustee charges a fee, it's not free. So a trustee charges a fee to play this role. And a trustee also has a role of appointing the REIT manager, and we're going to talk about the REIT manager next. And also the trustee, just like I've said, makes sure that the profits from the REIT are distributed to you as the investor according to the trustee deed. So remember, in the previous video, I had said that the Capital Markets Authority has this law that 80% of the profits or the distributions must be distributed to you as an investor. So that's one of the things that the trustee is supposed to do. The trustee is supposed to make sure that you get your chums, you get your dividends distributed to you, and if the REIT manager dilly-dallies, then it's the trustee's role to ask them, hey, where is the investor's money, and why are you not distributing it? So the REIT manager is answerable to the trustee. And now let's talk about the REIT manager. The REIT manager is appointed by the trustee. Their role is to set up, to manage, and to maintain, and to dispose. So set up the REIT, manage the REIT, dispose the REIT, and maintain the REIT. Because once in a while, if, for example, they realize that the real estate property is not good enough, is not making any profits, is not being rented out for a reason or the other, they have to dispose it. So that's the role of the REIT manager day to day. Also, a REIT manager charges a management fee, and so these fees that I'm mentioning, for example, the REIT manager's fees, this is one of the expenses the REIT incurs. So after they have rented out the real estate assets, for example, when they get their profits, they have to subtract their management fees from the REIT manager, and then they will and other expenses, and then they will give you the profits. They will distribute the profits to us as investors. And then next we're going to talk about the property manager. The property manager works hand in hand with the REIT manager. And also the role of the property manager again is to manage the property. You know, like when you walk into a mall, for example, there's pest control guys, there are cleaning guys, there are people who maintain the lifts and other machinery, parking and stuff like that. This is where the property manager comes in. So they work hand in hand with the REIT manager, and they also charge management fees. There is nothing for free out here. And then so this again is one of the expenses that the REIT incurs. Next, we can talk about service providers. So there are different types of service providers in the management of a REIT. I could think of auditors, lawyers, financial advisors, such people, So these service providers, they are also they're appointed by the trustee, and they also obviously charge management fees, and these are also some of the fees that these REITs incur. And so there you have it. You have a breakdown and an in-depth understanding of how REITs work in Kenya. Let's meet in the next video, and in the meantime, please give this one a thumbs up if you liked the breakdown in the video.